I got to talking with them. I brought my map and just asked them, "Hey, have you guys been to the Apache Fort? We're looking for it, and I was wondering if you had any specifics on it." And they all three looked at me with like very wide eyes because they'd never heard of it. And I was like, and they're like, "How did you find out about it?" And I told them the story of reading through the book and reading the story myself, and they were fascinated, and they were then asking me, and I was saying, well, I think it's right here because it's supposed to be just kind of south of the old Ute Trail where it gets its start here in Upper Beaver Meadows. And they were like, well, we're going to try to find it ourselves. I wish they would have come along with us. That would have been really cool, but they had a job to do and they were staying put. So our family left and we started up the road. I'll show you, kind of what the travel looks like. It's not too far away. We went up, and we usually kind of come down here and visit Moraine Park, which is, as you can see, absolutely beautiful. Great place to fish and tons of elk down in here. And great little picnic places along this Fern Lake Road if you ever want to visit. But we headed a little further up and then took this road, I believe, because we wanted to go into the Upper Beaver Meadows area, which is right up in here. I think that is, yeah, it's somewhere up in there. So going back to the photos, because you'll see some of the photos of our trip, we from the trailhead started hiking this area. So there's Long's Peak in the background. And the Apache Fort actually ended up being kind of up in these trees here to my right. There's a little more detail. This might be actually, I think this might be a picture of it, if I'm right, that it's up in the rock formation is up inside of this. So you can't really see it. And then we found very near the base this old spring house. I was like, what is this shed doing preserved out here, kind of hidden in the aspen trees? And then I saw water flowing out from the bottom of it and could hear dripping. And I was like, oh, this must be an old spring house. So I illustrated it and it features in the book. This is a picture on top of the Apache Fort. So probably about, I don't know, 50 feet above the forest floor. The area is pretty wide. Like, it's probably about the size of a football field, maybe a little smaller up on top. And the area, the stacked rocks would have been up in here, probably like along the edge. And Sage Sherman and a rancher who actually had a ranch here a long time ago, they said they took the wall down and they used it for the foundation of something. Maybe that's the foundation of that old spring house that it's used for. And then this gives you an idea of what it would look like to look down on the trail. See the trail down right there? Let's see here. And then I had learned through some other research that the United States Geological Survey had gone here and added this as a landmark. And when they do that, typically they have a circular brass plate about this size. And it gets adhered somehow to the stone. I don't know if they use epoxy now or exactly how it goes on, but this may have been even before that. There weren't brass plates. And I guess in the early days, they would actually paint with white paint on rock, the elevation coordinates, USGS on there. And so I was looking for that because I had read that it may actually still be on the rock. So we started exploring some of the rock outcropping, and I believe it was on the north side. We discovered where it says "See the U.S." here. How cool is that? We discovered some of the white paint that is still there to this day. Here's a zoom in, and this is what gave me the idea of what if there was something kind of cryptic written on here that could be a code that we could use in the book. So that's what got my imagination going. So yeah, that's the story of how we discovered that there even was something called the Apache Fort, how we went and found it, and then how it inspired some things from the story. So we're hoping to do some more of these. The next one is going to be our story of our family, one of our stories from our mini trips into Great Sand Dunes National Park. So be watching your email for that one coming to you in the following weeks.